And welcome back to the Angry Teacher channel. I'm Richard Williams, the Angry Teacher, and I am big mad. So mad, I don't know what to do. Hang around to find out why I'm so mad. Now, if this is your first time, I am Richard Williams, a high school English teacher. I've been teaching for 24 years this year. Just ended my 24th, I believe. Started my 24th. If you've been here before, you know I love y'all. It's been a minute, but I'm back. I had to get some stuff done. This is my first week coming to an end, so I'm already anxious about running out of time for my summer, but here we are. On Wednesday, we had our regularly scheduled TPT webinars, the town hall webinars, and this was for June, and I was excited to be there, and then it hit me like a ton of bricks. They had a lot of information I did not like. Normally I'm okay, or I'm like, I don't have an opinion of either whatever they say or whatever changes have happened, but this time they really got. So let's dig deeper and find out why I'm ticked off right now. Amy started out with the regular housekeeping and welcome and all that good stuff, and she talked about Karen, who was normally a part of the team. She left to have her baby and is now gone permanently. She has left TPT because she wants to raise her family and be more present with her child and children, rather. She has two, and nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, Karen, do you be a part of something else. You'll still be a part of the family whether you like it or not, but you know, just enjoy your family. So Amy did her part, and it was great. Then Paul came on. You know Paul. He told us about the business end of it, of how TPT is running, how it looks back a year ago, the beginning of this year rather, and then how it looks now. I'm not going to go into that because that's not the purpose of this video. It normally is, but I'm ticked off, so I'm going to go to the part that really ticked me off. He talked about Google. I think he talked about it, or Will talked about Google changing their platform for the analytics, basically. And so they'll be using, if they used to use Universal Analytics, now they're using Google Analytics 4 or something to that effect. And we'll see how that works. So we're all going into an area where we don't know anything about, he said, and we're also going to be noticing that things might be a little bit faster, things might change. If someone goes on your store and they're clickety-clacketing through it, it moves a lot faster than how it would normally. And so we're all excited about that. That's not why I'm ticked off. We rank higher on Google, which is a good thing, because if somebody's looking for the first 10 pages, if somebody's looking for something, for a resource or whatever they type in Google, TPT will show up, and then there's more chances of them clicking on that, more chances of them finding our stores, more chances of them purchasing something from our stores. So that's a great thing. That's a win-win. Not upset about that. Paul once again talked about scam stores. They've cut down the number of those. He urged us that if we see anything that looks kind of funky, we should let them know, and they'll investigate that store. And he thanks us for all the diligent people who've been trying to make sure that these scam stores don't exist and don't mess up what we're trying to do. With that said, he also mentioned that the security measures for TPT have gotten better, and they're still working out the kinks. They're still working on security for our stores and for the buyers. So that's all. Will came on, and this is the bulk of the video, because there's some good things and some bad things about what Will brought to the table, and it's not because of Will. Will, I love you. It's not you. It's the changes. We'll talk about that in a minute. So I don't know if you noticed, I'm changing my angles a lot because the lighting sucks. We've been having a lot of rains lately in South Florida, like flooding rains, and so it's overcast half the time, and I don't know when, and this is morning time. I don't even know what time it is. That might be right. So I think it's after 10. So it's like bright, but it's not, and my lighting isn't working. Hopefully you can see what's going on. So Will came on, and my emotions were up and down and up and down with Will's part of the webinar, of the town hall meeting. So let's get into it. There's a redesign for our TPT store pages. Did I know this? I don't remember if I do. But if you guys knew this, please let me know that they told us about it before, because I didn't know this was coming. So July 1st will be the rollout to everyone in the world about this new TPT store image. Whatever it's going to look like, this is going to be on July 1st. For TPT sellers like you and me, we will have the opportunity to fix things starting on Monday, the 17th of June. Yes, that's 2 weeks to prepare. Play around with the platform and see if things work. So that's the first thing. Second thing, according to Will, TPT will now be more responsive to any screen size. So if you're using a phone, a laptop, a tablet, whatever it is, it'll look the same no matter what form of electronics you're using. So that's cool. That was one of the good things. TPT will have, because of this new Google Analytics 4 that Google is playing around with and TPT is using, the SEO will be more optimized. So we'll be able to be seen on more than, I think they said, other search engines, and we'll rank higher on these search engines. So that's a good thing. I'm happy about that, not worried about that part. This is where I start to get upset. I don't know what time it was. I think maybe about 7:15, 7:20. I started to get ticked off with this, the banner images. The banner image on our current store, it can be motionless or have some form of motion going on. You know, with your gifts, with that quote box. They're no longer having that. Now it's going to be a banner that's stationary, static, doesn't move. Okay, whatever. Now there's a template. So within the confines of the template, that's how you're able to be creative and customize it. They want us to play around with it next week and before July 1st. But now there's less creativity because you're wanted to look a certain way. You're forced within the confines of the template. Now, I don't know how many templates there are. Maybe they might work, but I've always had a problem with my WordPress for my blog. By the way, check that out down below. You know, click on it and join and subscribe and all that good stuff for my blog. And that's one of the limiting things I did not like. The use of a template for that purpose. But here we are with the banners for TPT. No more quote box. Whatever we put in has to look a certain way. Okay. If we don't, however, it was said that they'll just default us into whatever one comes up. Make sure you play around these next 2 weeks. What I did like was the fact that we're going to have social media buttons. Yes, sir. Social media buttons. Now, if you don't have one, it doesn't matter. If you don't have one that you want your customers, your buyers to use, that's also fine. It won't come up if you don't click on the choices that you have. Those of us who do, it works. I like that idea. I found it funny that before, TPT didn't want you to leave the platform. Once buyers came on, they wanted you to stay and scroll some more and spend more, and it makes sense, right? However, now if we have social media buttons and somebody clicks on it, I don't know if it makes you join or subscribe to that person, or it takes you off the platform to subscribe. So we'll see on the 17th when we're going to be given the time to play around with it and figure the stuff out. But I do like the idea of our social media being on our store page. The bio profile. I don't know how I feel about this, so I'm not upset and I'm not necessarily happy about it. It'll be at the top of the new store page. Before, you'd have to go to the About Me page to read about this person's bio and their criteria and their accomplishments and how and who they are, how they became a teacher and all that good stuff. Now it's at the top of the page, if you want it there. If you don't, it's just going to be blank, which is fine. However, it's a store. It might be a digital store, but it's a store. I don't necessarily go into Walmart to read about the manager or the owners or whatever. I know what I'm going for and I'm shopping. I don't need to see your bio as I walk in. It could have been, if I really cared that much and I'm just, you know, I like this person's stuff, let me go see what they're about, I'll just go to their About Me page. However, I guess it's, for them, it's better to put it on the actual page at the top of things. I don't know. Don't know if I'm mad, don't know if I'm not. I'll let you know when the store opens. What I did like is that the cover images will be larger. So people will be able to see your hard work. They'll be more eye-catching. They'll have more to see and more choices to make based on what they see. Now, I am not one of those who puts a lot on my covers. They're very simplistic and to the point. Some people put, you know, examples of X, Y, and Z. They put all this stuff that's listed, they bullet. So it's easier for people to see that, and that's a good thing. So I do like the idea that people can see your hard work on your covers. Before, even though it was there, it was kind of blurry sometimes, but now it's a lot better, and I like that, seemingly. Once again, I haven't seen crap. I could be wrong about everything, or right about everything. I don't know yet. But after Monday, there might be another video to see how it works as I play around with this new platform. All right? Something that ticked me off again, the custom categories. Now, if you're new here, you have no idea what I'm talking about. If you've been here before, the categories for each of your resources were usually on the left, right, of your page. If you know, I've said it many times before, I am not the best at technology. So it took me a while to figure out how to get the colors and the emojis on the side. Fine. It was there for about maybe 9 months or something. Now they're going to change some of this stuff. According to Will, the emojis will still be there. So I'm assuming my colors and hard work will still be there. However, they're just going to put 4 custom categories right beneath the 4 featured products. And then there's a drop list for the other categories. I have a problem with that, and I could be wrong. If all the categories are at the side and I'm browsing and I see short stories, for example, I sell ELA resources, or ELAR, as it's called now. If I have, guys, you want to see something? This troublemaker ticked me off. I had to make this video twice. He bumped over my water and water was everywhere. I had to save the laptop, bump him out of the way. So he's making up for it now. He's apologetic. This is Popcorn. He is a troublemaker. But we're making up now. But he won't settle down and go to sleep like the others. Bye, Popcorn. 4 custom categories in the drop list. That's problematic for me because if before, like currently, when people are browsing and they wanted a short story and they're there, and then they look around, oh, classroom management, I forgot, or oh, poetry, I can get something for that too. Then that limits the chances of them just randomly buying something from you. Now there has to be a purpose. So if I go to a drop list, I'm going to see exactly what I need to see. I'm going to have to see specifically what I'm looking for. Now, some people will go to the drop list, but it's out of their way if they don't have to. Okay, so I don't know how I feel about that yet. That's one of those that has this flat smiley emoji. I'm not happy, I'm not sad, I'm just concerned. He said that we can choose the 4 that we want to be displayed. I have mine alphabetically. Do I just choose the first 4 A's, or do I choose poetry over short stories, or AP Lang over novels? I don't know what it means. So hopefully someone can let me know down below in the comments, or we'll wait till next week and figure this out together. All right, if you have a divider dividing the different categories for your custom categories, he recommends that you take it off, because I guess it's going to throw everything off, or it's not going to look right. I don't know what his reasoning was. I don't think he said, but we need to remove the lines. I have some, so next week I'm definitely taking them out. There's more. What I did like, they've updated the search bar and the filters. So before they would have from pre-K all the way through to high school, or beyond rather, for every store. Now, if your store is just for secondary or just for pre-K, then your buyers will only have those choices. Now, that might be a good thing or it might be a bad thing. For example, Some teachers sell classroom decor. Some teachers sell classroom management resources. I have a couple. Some of these things are not determined by a grade level. So if I have classroom decor and it's not specifically for middle school, I can use it for whatever, then how will that show up on my store that a pre-K teacher can buy that resource? Or a high school teacher can buy that resource, even though I teach only middle school. It's hard for me to fathom how this works right now. Like classroom management. Some of the classroom management I have will be different from those in elementary or pre-K. I won't have to say as much with high schoolers, especially seniors, versus the classroom management for a 6th grader or for a 2nd grader will be so much different, so much more different than it would be. So some things, some people will not be able to pay attention to because they won't show up when they type in a certain thing. Your store won't even be mentioned. So I don't know how that works. So we'll see next week when we start playing around. He also said that when you look at a resource, if it's part of a bundle, the bundles will show up beneath it, so you can see other things that you can buy that's associated with that resource. That, I believe, is a good idea. However, once again, I'm not sure what it will look like, and I will have to wait like the rest of us. Another thing I'm happy about, the inline editing and VA support. Before, if we had to change our banners or something else, I don't remember what it is right now, we would have to go to another page and then go back to the store, or vice versa, and just move around all the time. However, now we can just go to our page as the seller and edit. The buyer won't be able to see all that stuff, but we will be able to edit from that page, and that's a good thing. Your VAs will also be able to do that. If you have a virtual assistant, then they'll be able to do it as well. You can give them access. That's a good thing. Oh, what really ticked me off, featured products. There are 4. That hasn't changed. Yay. However, we had 4 plus or mandatory or required free resource. That would be like 5 things you're kind of advertising about your store, right? Now they've removed the required free resource from having its own little category on the page. Now it has to be one of the 4. We've eliminated one way to sell your store to new people, new buyers. Give me a minute, I have to go get some more water because popcorn spilled my water. Four items. So it's 3 that we can sell and 1 free one, if we want the free one to be there at all. Will people know that we have free stuff for that purpose that they could possibly be interested in? No, they'd have to go to a category that from the drop list that says free, I guess. That's really bothering me. We only have 3 ways to sell your store. It's like having a brick and mortar store with only 3 windows, or with the window that you can only put 3 things up to advertise your store. Or I don't know, it just feels awkward to me to have just those 3 things that we can put up there. That's a lot to determine, and I have a lot of resources. Which ones do I put up? You know, I mean, that extra one wouldn't have made much of a difference, but it would have made a difference. What I am not necessarily happy or sad about, I don't have an opinion, or do I? I don't know. The questions and reviews will no longer be on the front page of your store. It'll be something that's a part of the resource. So if a customer or buyer clicks on a resource, then they will see the questions that people asked about it or the review that people gave it. They will no longer see it on the first page. I don't think anyone was just scrolling through questions and answers and reviews anyway, but what do I know? So I don't have an opinion. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. They won't be able to see it from the store page. They'll have to go to the resource. There'll be new data that we'll be using. Starts on the 25th of June through July 1st. They're still trying to upload and change from Universal Analytics to Google Analytics 4. So once again, TPT has to do what they have to do as a platform. we have to do what we have to do as businesses. And so they're changing the data, adding some stuff they said, or he said. Google Analytics, I'm looking at my notes, will track our page views, which I guess is good. That's always good. Video plays, video previews, traffic sources. I would love to see that, and we have it now anyway. But that's why it's a big thing to have videos, so they can tell who's visited and what videos work. So get your videos done. I'm one to talk. I don't have a lot, especially. Anyway, that's another video, another time, another video. I got a lot to say this summer. Conversion rates may change. Sales and earning data will stay the same. There's one thing that he talked about that I am a fan of, and I think I saw it on he uploaded a video right after, the day after, that has information about the data pages that we have for TPT, and it talks about how the comparisons. When we do our income reports, we compare the previous year to the current, and this one you can do it by month specifically, and something else he said, and he showed it in the video, and I liked it. So that part I like of the new data that Google Analytics 4 will be providing for us. And that's it. Some good, some bad, some indifferent, and we'll see how it plays out, because I want us to all be successful, and because we put a lot of time into this. My concern is two things. Will said that, you know, they did this on the downtime for TPT, so we'll all be able to get our stores where it needs to be for July 1st and back to school. Great. However, people are on vacation, both teachers and teacher sellers. So a lot of people won't be able to figure this out until they come back and realize, oh my God, my store is completely different. With that said, by the way, for 2 weeks, I don't even know how that's going to work. For 2 weeks, we can't make changes to our current store from the 17th through the 1st of July. What that means? Does that mean I can't upload any new resources? Because I'm working my behind off to upload new resources. They didn't clarify that. Just, I guess, the banners and all this other stuff, we can't mess with that. And another thing, the new store with this static banner, it won't be clickable, so nobody can follow you in. Well, I guess they can click some other way, I don't know yet, but they can't really click and see a new resource or whatever. It's just static, just sitting there. What's the point? Anyway, oh, and Amy did mention that the milestone, that whole new thing that they have, they're celebrating our wins and our victories on TPT, from 1,000 sales to 500,000. I don't remember how much they said. But they're good. They have fancy names now. There's the silver milestone, the gold milestone, the rising star milestones, and that's great. I once again believe that you should celebrate the little wins for the big ones. Whatever wins you have, celebrate them, and TPT agrees. So that's a good thing. I haven't seen any of mine yet. You're telling me I haven't won anything? I have no victories? Come on now. But I'm still looking for those. She wants you to update your email and your addresses so that she can send you something either physically or email a gift card or something. Update stuff, guys, especially now that we are changing. And I'm sorry the video is coming out so late. Today is Friday and you have till Monday to start changing stuff. Now, once again, your customers won't be able to see your store until the 1st. So you have 2 weeks to work behind the scenes, and your actual current store remains static. I don't know what that means, if we can still upload new stuff. We'll see. Hopefully it moves everything over without changing too much, and we'll have a good back to school. Let's see how it works, guys. That's the end of the video. I love y'all to death. Sorry it took so long. Hopefully I can keep up, especially with this new platform. Things will produce new videos. Hey, right? Enjoy the rest of the summer. I'm going to try to release some videos. Watch them if you're off. Even if you're not, just watch some videos for me, and we'll see you back. Once again, subscribe. We need some more community. We need to talk, right? Just say what's up, if anything. And I'll see you in the next video. Love y'all.